Hey there, curious minds. Ever found yourself wondering, about the difference between those big, flashy new initiatives your organization undertakes and all the day-to-day stuff that just, keeps the lights on?
Yeah, absolutely.
Today, we're doing a deep dive into operations versus projects, our mission, to really unpack these concepts, get to their core, and see what makes them tick.
It's a great topic. And, these terms get thrown around sometimes interchangeably, right?
All the time.
But actually understanding the distinct characteristics, that's vital. Our source material is pretty clear on this. Operations are defined as ongoing, repetitive, often standardized activity.
Ongoing and repetitive. Okay.
Exactly. They're about maintaining the sort of routine functions of an organization, essential for that continuous flow.
So, give me an example.
Think of a factory's production line, just churning out cars day after day.
Right.
Or a customer service department handling calls and emails. That's operations. Or even, a retail store stocking shelves, managing inventory.
Daily grind stuff.
Precisely. And back-end things, too, like accounting, payroll processing, all ongoing, all absolutely vital operations.
Okay, so we've got operations down the continuous heartbeat, you called it. Love that.
Yeah.
But here's where it gets really interesting for me. How do these continuous operations really differ from projects? Those temporary things with a clear finish line.
Right. And that's the crux of it. If we connect this to the bigger picture, the distinction really boils down to, let's say, three key areas.
Okay.
First, their objective and duration. Projects have specific goals, a defined beginning and end. They create something new.
Something new. Okay. Like a new app or something.
Exactly. Whereas operations, their whole aim is to maintain regular functions. They continue basically as long as the organization exists.
Makes sense. What's the second area?
Second is scope and repetition. Projects have a unique scope. It's a one-off, generally.
Right.
Operations involve repetitive tasks. The overall scope stays pretty consistent, often standardized. Think designing one new car model versus the assembly line making thousands of them.
Ah, okay. Unique design versus repetitive assembly. Got it. And third?
And third, resource allocation. Projects need resources dedicated just for their duration. You often get a specific project manager, a temporary team.
Right. Pulling people from different places sometimes.
Exactly. Operations, though, they rely on ongoing, steady allocation of resources just to keep functioning smoothly day in, day out.
That makes so much sense. It's a really clear distinction when you lay it out like that. But it's not just about the differences, is it? These two concepts, they don't just live in separate bubbles.
Precisely. And that's where things get really interesting and sometimes complicated. They're deeply interconnected.
How so?
Well, projects often create deliverables that then become part of ongoing operations.
Oh.
Think of that new software application developed as a project. Once it's built and launched,
It gets handed over to IT to just run and maintain.
exactly, it moves into IT operations. And conversely, projects can also arise from operational needs.
Oh, okay. Like operations identifies a problem.
Right. A company might see, maybe through its daily manufacturing operations, that there's a bottleneck, inefficiency. So they might initiate a project to upgrade that manufacturing equipment.
To fix the operational problem.
Precisely. And once that project's done, the new equipment is installed, it folds back into the regular operation.
So it's like a cycle. Operations can feed projects, and projects feed back into operations.
It's a continuous cycle. And understanding that interplay, that flow, it's critical. Our sources pointed out something you touched on earlier, this idea of projectization.
Yeah, what is that exactly? Treating everything like a project.
Kind of. It's when ongoing operational tasks get misclassified or managed as if they're temporary projects. You see this a lot with things like, say, software maintenance or incremental improvement.
So instead of just ongoing maintenance, it's project upgrade phase 1, project upgrade phase 2.
Exactly. And it can lead to these endless finish lines that never quite arrive. It creates a sort of constant churn, prevents embedding real long-term efficiency improvements because it's always seen as new or temporary. It can blur accountability, too.
I can see how that would be inefficient. You never actually optimize the operation itself.
You got it. It hinders that embedding of best practices for the long haul.
Wow. So it's really not just about knowing the definitions then. It's about understanding that dynamic flow, that relationship between the temporary sprint and the permanent marathon. And crucially, managing that flow correctly, getting it wrong, seems like it could really impact effectiveness.
Precisely. It challenges us and organizations to constantly ask, is this truly a temporary sprint with a unique goal? Or is it part of the ongoing marathon? Maybe a part that needs tuning, but still part of the marathon. And that brings up a question really for you, the listener. How does seeing this interplay, this sort of continuous cycle between launching new things and just keeping the established routines going, how does that reshape your understanding of how organizations evolve, or even how your own daily tasks sustain themselves?
That's a great closing thought. Makes you look at that to-do list maybe a little differently, doesn't it? Is it a project or is it operations?
It really does. Food for thought.